Hold on, we live, eh?
Yeah.
I was anticipating a young man to join us tonight, but apparently he got tied up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he not joining us tonight at all. Or might come in between when we on here, you know.
Oh, okay. Somebody from up in the States or in Dominica?
Somebody from Dominica, a young fella, you should know him, man. Frederick Benjamin.
Oh, Friedrich.
Friedrich, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, let's check his vibes, you know.
He's a young man. I like his vibe, man. I like watching some of his videos and them, you know. I
Yeah, yeah.
I
They make a
think
lot of sense, though.
yeah, I had a couple conversations with him and I realized he's a very intelligent, well put together young man. You know what I mean?
You can bet that.
And I see a lot of that in our community of Wesley. A lot of
Yep.
very intelligent young men
Oh,
and
yeah.
women who can
Yeah.
who can be a voice for our community. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that
I usually say them they have steady head.
yes,
Yeah, they have a steady head, you know. Yeah.
as I find he's very articulate and
Yep.
he he has a message. He has a very powerful message that I think if we utilize people like that in our community, we can go far and make our country what it should be again without, you know,
Yeah, true that.
because where we at right now, I don't think we are at the level that we should be at, you know, and we
True.
we have so much intelligent and brilliant young people in our communities, you know, going wasting their lives away going down the drain.
Boy, you say not like that. That's a real thing, you know. When you spin around DA and you watch how life set up, it's not good.
Yeah, man, it's very tough, you know. It's a real tough road, you know. We living in the Dominica here right now.
Yeah, it's not good
But
at all.
but it's us as a people who can make the difference.
You can bet on that.
It's us as a people who can make a change come about if we really want a real change. Because trust me, it kind of tough, eh?
It kind of tough, you know. It's tough.
It
And
kind of tough, eh?
some people might want to think like, oh, it's politics you're running. No, it's not politics. That is reality on the ground in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what happening. I mean, I'll always say, I vote for Richie or I vote for Randy, and I can't get what I need. Because you see, is that is like a contract you set with a set of people, you know.
True.
And that a contract with your life, Jared. And it cannot be you doing it because you want the person to be better than you.
No.
You understand me?
Because watch that. You as a Dominican are the employers of the politicians. If you
Yeah.
look at it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that makes sense to you? You as a Dominican are the employers of the politicians that you put in office.
Yeah, that is so true. That's what I'm saying. You don't put people there to become better and you become worse.
True.
As simple as that. And then it has some people that can't understand that. And when you protest that, they want to get mad at you. But you know, I don't really feel it.
But why get mad at you for saying what you feel and how you feel? You know? If
But
that's how you feel.
it's basically their warfare. It's why you work for your metal. Because I don't see me voting for Richie. You see, there's a fine line between jealousy and actual productivity in a person. Because you see, when you talk, somebody gonna think you jealous the person. How the hell I could jealous you? When I put you there or we put you there to do X, Y, and Z for us to come up off the ground.
All right
And,
then.
and we're not progressing at all. And when I look around, I see you and your family and your kids and everybody else progressing.
That's
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fine line. It's not what you getting mad with people because of what they have, but it's what they're supposed to give. You know? And that's always my take.
And they're not giving.
No,
You
they're
know,
not giving me anything.
they're not giving. Right? It's a tough road, real tough road. And
Uh,
it's time for us as a people to really understand, what is
now,
going.
brother, Dominica going through a phase right now, eh? And to me, the only how you can really address it is when you apply yourself. If you
Mm.
spend your days sitting around, don't give a shit, you're not really gonna see it passing. But if you apply yourself and try to get yourself together, then you're gonna understand what are really happening in Dominica. And you see, that is where the politicians are winning because what they do is that they make you feel so comfortable in your loss of life that you doesn't really see the necessary things passing by.
Mm.
You can't see past that. And life passing you by. You're
Yep.
getting older, your kids getting older, and they start looking up to you to find out what are they doing. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing that you getting ready to dead and what are you doing to leave for me to better to better my that kind of vibes there and you sit down there and you're praising a set of people and you're seeing well maybe they're blind to that, but I mean you can see that doing the things that you cannot do. So how you
Mm.
not paying attention to that? And that's the vibes.
So,
Yep. And there's a
right.
lot of things there in our society, in our community. Plenty of that.
So basically, what you're saying is we are our own roadblocks. Then
How you mean, man?
we are our own hindrance to progress.
Richie, let me show it to you. You know what I do for me to live, right?
Mm-hmm. Boxtaring.
All right. So I wake up in the morning about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I organize something to eat, and then I hit the road maybe like 5 o'clock to get things done. Now that is just me.
Mm-hmm.
So try to imagine another 10 people doing that, and another 100 people doing farming. You see how progressive Wesley would become?
Yeah.
So I'm saying. Now in Wesley, you have less than 20 farmers.
Mm.
Yeah. You have less than 20 farmers. I don't know how many Haitian on them, eh?
Yeah.
I don't count in the Haitian them.
But why not? But they Wesley.
Say it again.
They in Wesley. I don't think you should count them.
No, because they are not, some of them just passing through.
Okay.
So I wouldn't really put them in there. I talk about Wesley people, bona fide Wesley people, bona fide young people like myself. I can call the farmers in Wesley for you, and we want to get to 20.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you see, but we sit around hoping that somebody we vote for will come Western on a Thursday and maybe we get a $10 from them or a $20 or a $50. If we cry properly, we might get $50 or $100 to pay a bill. You
Mm.
understand? And we see that. And people like know when my partner know what them talk about, how foreigners come in here and make it. So what happened to West? He writes. If it one time, no. If it one time I say he writes, it's true.
You're right about
And
that one.
it's not no, it's not he alone. A lot of people have that perception there. You know? Yeah. So he right. I mean, when you come Wesley and you see people live there, put up on the side road, and they're hoping for you to get them
Get
a
him.
drink. Every time they see you, they want that drink.
That is
And when
bad.
you decide to pass in the drink, it's water on your mother.
Yeah,
Tell you. Yeah, true that.
I experienced that personally enough time already, you know.
Yeah, man.
I experienced that.
Yeah. And then then they had to like break it down. When he break it down and say, but look, Otis come Wesley and he make a shop and he build a house. Yes. But Otis doesn't share. Look at where Otis coming from. Haiti.
Mm,
Yes, I mean?
mm.
And he come here with a willing heart to work to build himself. So the question is, what you telling me is, the average Wesley person or Dominican do have the zeal in them to want to have the same?
Well, apparently they have lost that zeal, my brother. It's not that they don't have it, they lost it along the way. Because why they became dependent on a man to get them bread. They became dependent on a person to feed them. But let's even stray from this for a little while, listen.
Yeah.
Today we had an interesting event take place in our neighboring village. You know neighbor which neighboring village I'm talking about, right?
Afua women.
is no. Afua is for both Wesley and Margaret, you know.
Yes.
So we had a very interesting thing take place today in the village of Margaret. It's adjacent to the village of Wesley, where the people of Sam's Gutter Margaret decided that enough is enough. They need something done to their road, and it needs to take place today. Not tomorrow morning, we need it to take place today. Oh, and they got results immediately. You get what I'm
Yep.
saying? Immediate effect. You know? So I gotta play a little clip of what took place in Marigot today. So as you can see, the road was blocked in the Sam's Gutter area. And then in the ending clip here, so you see them fixing the problem in the Sam's Gutter area immediately today. Why was it given such quick priority? Why was it given such quick attention? And then they have the people, some of the people on them. Good thing I saved some of this stuff. So it was automatically saved on my phone. You know, they're trying to scrub it off the internet right now. You know that? They try to take it down off the internet. They don't want to know about what took place in Marigot today. I feel that the people of Marigot realize that they have a voice. And if Dominicans realize that they also have a voice, it can be utilized to carry our nation forward further than where it is right now. What's your take on that?
Well, for one, there's a unity in Marigot that Wesley doesn't have. For one.
Hey.
Let me tell you how I see Wesley people,
With just 1 second, we have our guest coming on. I was gonna bring him on one time on the stage.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
online
hello.
too?
Yeah, man. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Cado Media, for having me. Yes, Mr. Rule.
What's up?
I there, man. I there.
Good.
Okay.
So go ahead. Continue with your thing, you know.
Yeah, I was saying there's a unity that Marigot people have that Wesley doesn't have.
True.
Or even if we have it, we fail to bring it forward.
Mm.
You know, I am over 50, so I think I never left Wesley and go anywhere. You know, I travel all the time, but I never really leave Dominica to stay full time. So I had the opportunity to speak on based on the things I see happening in my village.
Yeah.
Wesley is a place, I'll tell you, Wesley is a place where we we tend to want to gloat over the demise of another person
Mm.
instead of we say, let's help Richie pull up his bootstraps and let's see how we can go forward. We would rather help to bring him down the gutter instead. That's how we are in Wesley. So that's one of the reasons why you see things can never really take form in Wesley. It can never really happen. And before, when I was a kid, like say 7, 8, 9 years, that kind of unity was there. That was there. Like in the days of Spencer Phillip, Terry Telemark, you know, a couple of them die, already. People like Tory and them fellas. I mean, I knew them.
Most of the
Like,
names you did already.
yeah, Lightning dead the other day. So
Yeah.
that kind of thing. The other sense of unity in Wesley at time, as bad as this say Prescott bad. All them boys, there was young boys. I knew them growing up. Jericho and them. If they say let's do a thing today, we're gonna work with Friedrich today, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
We saw that before. But for some reason, it disappeared.
Yeah.
So the things you see Marvel people doing, you're not gonna see it happen in Wesley. But what happened in Margot today says a lot, like you just said. It tells Dominicans that we still have a place, we still have a voice we can use, we still have an ally we can use to get attention from the people up there. And it also tells the people up there, remember, vote Dominicans, vote for you. A vote. They're going to a polling station and write a cross for you. It's not to say, oh, Father, leave there for us.
True.
You understand me? And that says a lot. And I think that's the reasons why they're pulling it down from the internet so people wouldn't see it. But like you say, some of us smart enough to save it. So it's still there.
Still there. So,
Yeah.
Fidget, you can hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you very clearly.
Good. Let's get your take on what you think took place in Marigot today.
All right. Well, basically, I'm gonna say I did not read the entire. I didn't read the entire media. Oh, look at right there. Look at right there. And I believe that is what needs to happen. If a particular community is not satisfied with what's happening in the community, there's persons in place for that. There's persons in place for that. And then how long would the people suffer? You understand me? So it shows me two things. It shows me that we have a weak infrastructure in place. Our roads are not, we looking for development, but our roads are not capable of that. Because if we carry in heavy machinery, that most likely that causes damage to the road. All right, there's neglect of it. I tend to think now, if a community has to come together to block the road to have that being taken care of, then why is the point we have a government in place? Now the next thing is yeah, definitely, because we have to look at it on that level. Now, persons might say, "Oh, why don't the community members come together and fix it themselves?" But we are living in in an economy where it's very difficult for even that to take place. So when it resorts to that, we have to ask ourselves, what is happening to the things that is in place to manage those things? There's supposed to be things to manage those things, and this is a basic level. This is elementary level of governing a country. Road is access. We all know that. If you don't have access, nothing can happen. So why does it take a community to take that kind of action? And I hope it wasn't violent. I think it wasn't violent. I just think it was very strong. They sent a very strong message, and they really wanted that to be fixed. You understand me? But at next instance, it may not be so kindly. It may not be so diplomatic.
And the other thing is, it was not the old people in the village, it was the young boys,
young people,
young men on the block who decided enough is enough.
Is
And
enough,
we fix this
definitely,
problem today.
definitely.
And we had the higher wings come up, and then the older people came in and
supported.
resolved the issue. But it's the young people who said, we can't take this on no more.
We can't take
There's
that.
much dust going on in our community.
Okay, I'm gonna post a question here for us to think about. Yes, there is a development of a project going on. How much or how patient should we be that while a development is happening somewhere else, destruction is happening in another place?
Without destruction, there is no development. So you have to destroy to develop. That is my answer.
Yeah. So we have to destroy to develop, but then they didn't need destruction. They didn't need that kind of development. So how come we creating and then what that causes all the main project to be on a standstill, because then you have to fix that issue here, because if there is no access to the area, then you have to fix it. So then you keep on spending excess money, and then maybe we just managing a situation for a couple of years to go 2-4 years, and then we're in the same place.
True. So Drake,
No. I just about to say, you see what I'm telling you? You have a younger generation who is very eloquent, very astute, and they pay attention to what's happening around them. And they can level, listen to the conversation. It makes a lot of sense. And like I say, conversations like those are not political.
No,
they are the everyday, what you say, the whims and fancies of what happened to us every day. And you can articulate it like that and say, this is why it's supposed to be. This is why it should not be that way. You understand? And it makes a lot of sense, because we can say there must be destruction for development. But what level of destruction? Would you want to destroy Dominica to the point when you finish doing what you're doing, then you can manage the destruction you make?
Exactly.
Hey,
yes,
I was just saying something,
I know. I just feel it.
Definitely.
I feel it. But the way the thing going is like, the way Dominica is being messed up right now, it to me, it's like when they finish building what they're making down there, we're gonna be so messed up that you have to wonder if they can bring it back to normal in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
So you make a lot of sense. Our infrastructure is weak. It is weak.
And then we're looking at looking at that project very on another level, because I want to know. Yes, I don't know the approval we get, but were there any risk management done? What is the risk management you have in place? What are the expected setbacks? Because when building projects like that, when assessing the terrain, we know it's not a flat land that is there.
Yeah.
So then, what is the risk assessment? What is the risk management? Is there a plan for that? How do we set up? Because are we just going and as we reach problem, then we're trying to tackle problems? Because those things are very important for the community to know.
Well, I can say, based on what I have seen, that construction site going down there is the most reactive construction site I've ever seen. There's nothing down there that happening
proactively done, yeah.
Proactively. It's like, do something, it gets messed up, corrective measures.
Yeah. So there's no preventative measures in place.
No.
Which is very I think that's gonna be a bit wasteful on funding and be taxing on the funding of the project, because I bet that wasn't.
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna tell you something, that I'm not a building contractor. I'm just a person with common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing an embankment. The embankment is about, let's say, about 40 feet, 30, 40 feet thereabout in height. You have an entrance for a waterway, which is about 8 feet in height.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have those angle walls for the gutter to run into the into the culvert, and they're about 3 feet high. So what happens when the river overflows?
You need to
It
find
gets
some,
into
yeah.
the embankment. It goes out of the concrete work. So you have a dam
Yeah.
making. It's confusion down there, you know. Because I would want to think that that 45-degree angle wall they make for the river to enter the culvert, that should be at least 10 feet high or even more.
Are you, yeah.
You understand? So what you find happening now, when the river comes down, it's already higher than the wall, the 3 feet wall.
Yeah.
So you have that going in the soil itself. Then you have erosion taking place. And they forever dumping stuff to correct that problem.
Wow.
It's just like the way they make a lake in bottom west down there. Now they're trying to empty it, it's still falling back.
That is one of
You
the most, that's
understand?
risky. That's one of the most riskiest way
So
to move on with a project.
so
You know.
so yeah, they're really doing a project for us, fine. In the future will tell what kind of project it really is. I have my doubts about it, but anyway, that's as far as I go. But they're doing a project. But I finding to myself, the next generation had too much money to pay.
That is it. It's a lot of cost. Oh my goodness.
What do you mean?
It's gonna cost Dominica a lot more
A lot of
than
money.
the $2 billion that is projected for this project.
My brother, tax gonna go up on us to pay that, you know.
It's gonna
Exactly.
cost more lives in the end of this process because the entire village. I'm waiting. Somebody's gonna send me some pictures of the dust that is settling over the village of Wesley
Oh yeah.
Risk.
being constructed.
And while you're talking about the dust, while you're speaking about the dust, I don't fear. I have a cousin in Baptiste. Her name is Winifred Lawrence. She's a sick person. I don't think she can move. She doesn't really move. I think somebody have to help to move her. And I will tell you what I get me last week Saturday. I was going down in the bottom western area. When I reached Mammy Hill, or you know Mammy Hill, the big hill from is Berman and I'm going down there.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay.
So they were doing the same soil mixed with the concrete in the Walker's Rest embankment, back in the backfield. And my brother, let me tell you, you could hardly see the other side of the hill where Winifred is over there in the house.
Wow.
A sick person, when you tell me nobody can complain to nobody and say, okay, well, let's move her into a different location or something. A sick person.
But that is the exact same thing I raising, you know, because where's the risk management? How do we control those things? What are in place to protect the people? You're building something that will benefit the community, but you're still destroying the community in the same way.
What do you mean?
And then we have to look at it when our health is a concern. Is our medical system here, our healthcare system here, right here in Dominica, capable of managing those things?
That's a topic for next night. That's a topic for next night. But again, look at this. I gonna even use your next scenario. You say that Winifred, you couldn't see her home. What about the children in the schools that is right beside the airport?
Ask for that one.
Listen this. I am completely convinced that the plan with that primary school is to relocate Wesley Primary School to our next village. Because reason why I say that, I have yet to heard that, okay, yes, we're gonna relocate the primary school from Bonn to there or here. We've located a piece of land in Wesley to relocate the primary. I haven't heard that. What I have heard is that the people of Kalibishi is getting a nice structure for a school, and they started to complain, this is too big for us, we can't full that up. Yes, they know that, they're well aware of that. But the reason why they want to push that project on the Kalibishi people in the Kalibishi community is that I believe that they will relocate Wesley to Kalibishi officially, because Ufodil doesn't have the capacity. Ufodil doesn't have the capacity to take Wesley children, so they will put it in the Kalibishi.
Join both all three schools and make one.
I don't think they will try Woodford Hill because it had some issues with Woodford Hill and Kalibishi. They will try to be with them already. So maybe they will not go that route. Maybe the Calipso people will not argue for that route. But you have to think as somebody from a community like West, you have to think proactive in this kind of areas there. What is going to happen to you and your child? Can you is this an expense you can handle? You understand me? How does that impact you in the future? How does that impact your child learning in the future, being in an integrated environment? We have to think about all those things. So while somebody may believe, or we're talking about the airport, and the airport is whatever, we're talking about the Wesley on a whole, and the airport directly impacts Wesley. Now, if things are not in place properly, it will impact every facet of Wesley. Your livelihood is at risk, you know. Your livelihood is at risk. I guess they don't understand the grunt of it. How can somebody be playing with your livelihood like that? And the greatest issue I have is there has been no plans put out for us to understand the timeline of this project and the different stages it will take. We need those information.
Benji, let me tell you. You see, we in the Wesley Village, in particular, the government itself did not respect us. You know where I was when they come Wesley and what I was saying, meet and greet.
Something? Oh, meet and greet.
No, meet and greet. They came down. I was in Houston when they came Wesley. I think it's meet and greet, whatever that was. They came down in the Eden Road area. Mm-hmm. They were utilizing Teacher Glow home downstairs, and they was across by Valerie in the shop.
Okay.
They was carrying it live. We were in Houston looking at it, and I was telling my stepmother, you know, this is so unbecoming. I mean, couldn't the government, the Palarep, and everybody that was there, come in a forum and sit down and talk to the people and the stakeholders in Wesley, and generally Wesley people, because even if I don't sell land or I don't sell a house for them, but those affecting me, you understand? Come and have a sit down with the people of Wesley and say, hey, this is what we want to do. This is what we have done already. This is the way we want to go. And listen to the objectives of the people, or the objections, you know, what people have. And I think I know, you know, the people want to know how much money they're going to get paid for their property and that kind of a thing. Yeah. So you could have a sit down with the people and say, hey, listen, look, the school going to be impacted. This church is going to be impacted, whatever. This is what we intend to do in the short term. This is what we intend to do in the long term. So people can be at ease. People could be at ease. But you see, all like now also, nobody don't have ease. Nobody don't sure what is going to happen. We just there, like we're in the wilderness, and we're hoping, you know? And then when they realize, to a certain extent, they were getting some retention from the people, they came in and they pay one or two people looking good. They pay them a good money.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
And because at the time, people like David Edwards and Melba Phillip and Wrigley and them guys, including myself, Pastor Robin and all, you know, them people, we were mounting a togetherness where we could bring the people together, pull the people together as one, as a unit, and go head on. But them guys use technique.
Yeah.
And they just pay one or two fellas. And when I hear Richie get $2 million, I want to go and negotiate too.
Yeah, definitely.
So they burn, when I go down and give my lick stick, they burn me. They offer me a house. And they tell me that's the value of the house. And at the end of the day, I have nothing. You understand? That's what happened. Look at what happened in the Joe area. They go up there and they're keeping all the good land for who I don't know.
Yeah.
And when they come out and talk about they had this 400 and something acres of land up there, it was clear to see how disconnected our Palarip was. Yes, wow. Yes, you have over 400 acres of land up there. But 400 acres of what? Of what? Because I don't believe, keep the power out of that conversation there. I don't believe if Frederick Dad had any of those kind of land up there, he would entice Frederick to go and work on those land there. Frederick would naturally fall down by himself. Yes. It's not like it's flat, it's not like, but it's saving all the flat land for God knows who.
God knows who.
Yeah.
You understand me? And then you're talking about 400 acres of valley. I can carry on and show you Laswa Valley. You know, I mean, I know the place. And I will talk about it every day. You have some places there. You have some places there you want to go too much by the edge because you'll fall down. You know? For how you mean, but that's how it is. That's how it is. So you see, generally speaking, we were disrespected. We are continuing to be disrespected. I don't know when you're gonna stop.
Well,
I think. Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
I believe if we get some form of town hall meeting, because the Prime Minister, the government right now is doing town hall meetings in different communities. I believe we have an open forum where people can come and discuss their problems and discuss exactly, and they can give us some idea as to what is going on. We can have some level of understanding.
I'm going to give what I think.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
In my perspective, you can give 100 town hall meetings unless the people do disassociate themselves from Kola and start respecting their self, their human rights. Difference, no change will happen. It is right now, it is a psychological thing. You can talk.
Where you from?
Where you from, Wesley?
Wesley from, man. Unless
hiding.
Where?
Where have you been hiding all these years?
Where have been hiding? No, I've been observing all the time there, you know. I've been observing and watching, you know. Not because I don't talk, doesn't mean I don't see and understand, you know. I've been observing for all these years. And unless our people don't sit down and say, okay, you know what? I need to stop, look at color, and look at development for my community, for my family, for my country, then they would not demand better, they would not demand respect, and respect would not be given to them. I solely believe that. So we can hold town halls as much as we can unless the people don't try to liberate themselves. Is a mental slavery that day, you know?
Yeah.
Is that mental slavery that day? Oh well, yes, I know how they get my money yet, but look, he say they're expecting some monies to come through. From who? How? We do have those information. You understand me? We have contract sign. Listen to me. We have contract signing. We have projects projected to happen over there. Timeline for that project has passed. Nobody's saying, okay, so what about those projects? And when Mr. Linton would have risen up to the occasion and made some statements and say, but you promised us this, and then they'll bring him to court. And he would have to pay some money because he had to pay his fees to go to court. And then, I'm telling you. And then, so we have that tactic of lawfare happening, which has really and truly silenced a lot of voices in Dominica because they're afraid to speak anything that sounds like it's against the government. But what we're talking about is development of our country and somebody being accountable for that.
For instance, the representative for housing. I think that's her portfolio, housing.
Mm-hmm.
She's the parliament representative for Roseau Central.
Mm-hmm.
She went to parliament and prayed. She got a couple pastors and priests and
okay.
$41 million loan for the development or how you call that? I don't know.
Let's put this city. With Roseau they say.
Roseau Development Project.
Yes.
$41 million from the Prince of Dubai for a Roseau Development Project,
yeah.
Where has that $41 million gone?
You know what I don't like about those? You know what I don't like about those branding and those projects there? when you getting funding $41 million for Roseau Development Project, but you have in your head that that money is going to be short circuited and put into something else. Why don't you see the development of Dominica? Why you have to lie to us? It's basic. Why you have to put Roseau Development Project when you know, and they only did one strip, a little strip of road they did, a little strip of road they did. That I fail to believe that can cost 41 million. I fail to believe that's costing 41. Or else I in the wrong industry. I should stop make websites. I should stop develop graphics. I go and build road. You understand me?
Yes, 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 yes.
But then even in that, my point still says, because where is the plan for the Roseau Development Project? Yes, but where is the plan for that? We've seen an initial start. What is next? What can we expect next?
Hey.
If you don't put out a plan, we can't hold you accountable, you know.
All right. But you see, there was a plan. There was what do you call that? A three-dimensional plan that was put out.
Oh my goodness. Okay, go ahead with that.
You saw that three-dimensional plan. So
Go ahead with that.
there was a plan, or there is a plan.
What you have
I
to say on
think what I believe, I don't know what I know. I saw somebody a Dominican who was in college or something, university or something like that, and they did what they thought would be better to enhance Roseau. I don't know if it's a plan. You can't take somebody animation or animated a model of Roseau and say it's a plan, because first of all, how you get to $41 million? You cannot just do those kind of things. You understand me? It's time you gotta take accountability for what you're doing. If you say you want to represent Roseau, then the people of Roseau should be okay. Well, show us how this is gonna make sense. But when there's nobody strong enough or brave enough to say, well, where are we on that project, then everything will just fall through. And then the thing is, it will not hurt us. It will hurt the generation that's coming up.
Drex, why you just in the corner there smiling now? You don't see.
Let me tell you, I gotta tell you honestly, my brother, I feel it's so good to just listen to you tonight there. No, honestly, because you see, the most I can say, you have been observing for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because you just flow it. I mean, you flow it. And why you saying making a whole ton of sense? The point is, this what you're talking about has been the status quo for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Say you're getting money to do this, another 5 years come and nothing.
Nothing don't get done.
And it's a strategy they're using. I understand the strategy too. I mean, I did sociology in college. You understand what I'm trying to say? I understand the strategy. You give somebody a little taste of what is to come, and then you let them starve it. So you get them starved, you make them starve for a couple of years, and just when your term is gonna get to the end, you let them taste it again so they can see what is coming, and then that is the hope people on. I did sociology. Sociology says that every facet of society is necessary for it to flow properly, which I don't believe. I don't believe poverty is necessary for a country to thrive.
No.
You understand me? Sociology say poverty is necessary, you know. You understand me? So then I just hope that all people can be eyes can open. I'm speaking that way so people can think rationally. Understand me? When we speak carefully all the time, people don't play the grunt of the situation. Understand? This is what it is. So we have $41 million in debt. I bet it was it a grant? Was it a gift?
It was not grant. It was a grace period of 5 years, and then you have to start to pay back the loan at a 4 to 5% interest rate. Somewhere in that.
Now, what do you think gonna happen? When they go for budget around that time, when they're gonna start paying that loan, they're gonna go budget, and then they're gonna pass some tax some way, somehow.
Yeah, listen to me. We have our minimum wage was raised, I think, a year or 2 years ago. So $7.25 or $7.50 an hour and something like that. And then a year after that happened, our social security tax fees went up, you know. So it's always a containment happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the containment happening here. So if the people realize that, yes, okay, it increased from it was as low as 450. I think some persons may still qualify for 450 because it's not a solid or flat rate of 725 or 750.
Wait, stop a while. Stop. Let's take a little short pause there. You said the minimum wage was 450 and
At
raised
around
750?
725. I can look it up now to have the direct amount. Because yeah, and that is very okay. So not so five. Okay, let's say I gotta use the juveniles rate, which is $5.67 per hour. But let's say Kasha's is 725. So let's use 725. Let's use 725. Salesperson can get up to $6 and a salesperson can get up to $6.75 per hour. The lowest is 675 and the highest is 725. You understand me? So let's use that. Let's use that as our basis for conversation. Okay?
So 725 an hour.
Yes.
Times
725.
40
Let's just use
hours a
that.
week. Times 40 hours a week.
We'll give you one.
Yeah. 7 by 40. Calculators up.
740 is what?
20, 32.
So you're taking 290 a week.
290 a week.
Times that by 4. Getting 1,160 a month.
Yeah.
Understand me? Getting 1,160 a month. No, that is a upgrade. That was it wasn't all nicely that we wasn't nice that way. So they moved it from 6 to 7. So 725 is the highest you can get right now for certain jobs. Other jobs can pay you more.
Getting that 725 there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have no Social Security has just increased.
And then you have to take out Social Security from that. You have to still
And
pay
then
your
you
light
have
bill. You have to
the
still save
expenses.
$100. No, stop. Before
No.
we even start. You have to save $100 first. First, take out the $100. Then
Okay.
Social Security. Then look at the Prime Minister say we have to start saving $100 every paycheck. Remember that?
Okay.
I can come in there.
Huh?
I can come in there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's do some mental arithmetic on that salary there. $1,160. You are home and you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Well, most likely the people that carry that salary would have a home with about 3 to 4 children. But let's say 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And let's try to give them the most miserable meal you can give them. Okay? Right. So we're going to do it kind of quick, but we can understand. So your light bill, let's say you do pay as you go.
Okay.
So your light bill will be in the region of $200. Let's say $50 a week. That puts us at $960.
Yes.
Then your water bill will be, give and take, say $100.
Let's say $100.
Because
Okay.
you have children, you have to wash, blah, 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 this kind of thing.
Water bill as
So
well?
say $100.
860.
Okay.
So we are at
So you
860
have
now.
$860. Then, nowadays, you must have internet at your home for your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it
So
150? Cheapest one is 150.
let's use the cheapest internet it have. I think it's just about $100.
Okay, $100.
So we had 760.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you have a phone. So let's go the cheapest way, postpaid. Because if you go prepaid, it's going to be very expensive.
Yeah.
So postpaid will be $120. So now you have $640. Right. Now we're assuming that you don't have no rent to pay. So you have your local house for you to live.
No, we can assume that. We can't ask that's not the reality. Let's use the reality of the people, the majority of the reality. Let's use the reality of the people because persons that don't own a home have to pay rent.
Okay. So let's say you have a rent of $500.
Thank you very much. This is the reality of the situation here.
Right. So you have $140 balance.
Yeah.
$140 balance.
For your food.
That's very good.
That's very good too.
Now, let's break it down by day. You have, let's just say, a mother with 2 kids. Forget about if you have a man. just the mother and 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it based on the salary. So we have $140 balance.
Yes.
So in the morning, you would buy $2 bread or 2 bread.
Let's just divide that 140 by 30 days and see what we come up with.
Oh, yeah. Do it.
Okay. So $4.66 you have
So you have $4.60 a day.
A day.
a day.
A bread. One bread is $2.50.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So yes, we go the cheapest way. So the big bread is $2.50.
Mm-hmm.
So you know balance $2.
So you balance $2.
Mm-hmm.
So with that $2, the only thing I see you can do
Is the snack.
is no, you don't have no snack.
That's some
You
sugar.
buy a pound of sugar, which is $2.
And yeah.
Better find some grapefruit and make a juice.
No, we just be real here. You buy a pound of sugar, which is $2,
Yeah.
and
That's
that
it.
ends the money.
Yeah.
As to what you're gonna eat with the bread, as to
We don't
what
even
you're
know.
gonna give them for lunch, that's out of the question.
And if you have cylinder, we realize you don't even have money to buy cylinder, right? Gas cylinder, right? So it's fireside stove, which is nothing wrong with that, eh? Nothing wrong with that.
Simple.
So then, when that is our reality, now we don't even take out social security fees on that $1,160.
No.
Now, back then, I remember persons used to tithe in church. Not even that you have the confidence to do now.
No, you can't. You can't. You know, $1,000, that's $100 you have to go and get typing.
You understand me?
10%.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
So, when we have an economy, we can't even tithe. Tell me what is happening to us.
Patrick, how was it? When was reunion again? Reunion was around December.
December, yeah.
Right. There's a young lady from Wesley. She was here under the system, hoping the system could help her. When she figured she couldn't do it, she migrated to Antigua.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I was so happy to have had a conversation with her. She came back for the reunion. And she was talking about the amount of money she making a fortnight because she's employed over there.
Yeah.
So I asked her, is she gonna come back and sort work down here, you know? She asked me if I'm a crazy man. I said, no, I was asking if you would want to come back here and get involved in the workforce. She tell me, Clint, I was here. I was at NEP and they was paying me $600 and somebody dollars.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah. And I had to beg people to help me to continue to live. No, I have my own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $850 for it.
Mm-hmm.
I bring up my kids. They go in school. And how much $1,000 she does have? Balance money.
That
Where she can
use.
send Dominica for her grandchild. You know, and all those kind of things. So here goes the critical question. I said to her, let me ask you a more critical question. What happens if they call election tomorrow? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
She tell me, you know I gonna come down. So I asked her, what you gonna come down to do? She said, but Jex, but you know, me's a Labour, I have to go and vote for Labour.
Imagine that. I'm not shocked, you know. I am not shocked. You understand me? I believe that 120%.
You know, let me tell you now. That's the thing that I just get shocked because let me tell you why I get shocked. You know, Wesley was never really a backward society.
Mm-hmm.
It was always a progressive society. And, you know, I personally used to look at your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts and them, my granny and the neighbors around Pine Square, how they were progressive and how they developed themselves. And I always say, we now expecting or we now assuming more money for the same labor than them.
Link, buddy. I sent you the link.
Because I can tell you, they used to sell a banana for $3.
Yeah.
Now a banana is $20. You
Hear
see the
that?
leaf there? But yet,
Hear that? Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yet, and you have bananas that you could sell for over $40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have bananas you could sell for $50. As a matter of fact, yesterday a farmer came by and we did like 2 boxes at $25 a box.
Wow.
And there was more than 2 boxes to the bunch, so the rest go over to another bunch.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Mhm.
When I was growing up, a box of fig used to be like $12, $11, $12. Now a box of fig is $25, $27. But yet, because of how the country is set up, we can't realize our money. It
Yeah.
just dissipates, it just disappears. And we can come and sit down every day and talk about red and blue, like our Fishik was saying. Until we don't get off that color horse there, we're going to be in the same position every day. And that's why I tell them people, that's why I keep telling those people, you know, in UWP, I really do not want to be a UWP like a Liberite.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I want to know I vote for you and you go there and you perform. I also
Yeah.
want to know if I vote for you and you go there and you don't perform, I'm not voting for you the next time.
Thank you very much. There's no obligation there. And
It's as simple as that.
I don't think it- I
And
don't
a
think
lot
it's
of people
radical
take
here,
me
you know.
to task for that. They're taking me to task for Richie for that. I must to say that.
Radical.
Yes.
I don't think it's radical here, you know.
How old are
But-
you, Fido?
Huh?
Let's
How
not
old are
be
you
too
now?
radical tonight.
Wait. No. How old are you, Fido?
I just 30 years, man. 30
So
years.
you and Deacon about the same age.
Same age,
Right.
yeah, man.
So you can imagine, just try to imagine for all his life is that he know. But he can pull a string and see and tell somebody else, hey, look, we can do better. So what are wrong with the rest of the people in the camp? Why is the reason why they can't understand it or they can't put it together, articulate on it the same way like he doing?
Mhm.
Why? Why do we have to have a color code? Why do we have to subject ourselves to a party? Yes, you'll support a party to go in government, to do better for you to strive. But if you
Yeah.
put some people there that doesn't make it for you to strive, brother, they have to come on there.
They must. And that is
Yeah.
that is where I believe some persons don't understand what a parliamentary representative is or a political party is, because you cannot tell me because I was in a struggle and I needed some financial help and I come to a particular political party for help. That means for the rest of my God-given life, I must vote that color party. That is nonsense. And even I have the mentality, so maybe every day I would not have money in my pocket. And if I come to Mr. Rule and say, Mr. Rule, I need $100, I need $500, and he give that to me, I'll get back to him. I know for sure I'll get back to him. But that doesn't mean I am indebted to Mr. Rule for my entirety of my life, you know.
No.
I don't do that to people. I don't expect people to do that to me. But when we have persons that don't understand those laws, persons are there to help you. All right? And they don't understand that they will always be in that mindset, oh, you have to vote because maybe your grandparents, or that's what you know. You can't be telling me you know poverty all your life. It has to be a psychological thing. You can't tell me you know poverty all your life with that political party and you're not saying to give somebody a chance. You understand me? It's not to say we had this person with one term, particular. Good night, Mingo. This person even had one particular term. The person had more than one term, 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, 5 terms, going on 6 terms. Understand me? What can that 6 term? Can we compare that 6 term and say, well, that has been a successful 6 term?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Good
another
night,
political
brother.
party, yeah, good night, man. Because another
No,
political
good
party
night.
has never had,
Good night.
yeah, man.
Interesting discussion, guys.
Yeah, man, definitely. A political party has never had 6 terms to say we can compare another political party in Dominica with that amount of years in reign or in power. But if we put that 6 term against another party in another country, that is totally utterly nonsense. But I'm telling you, that is utterly nonsense. For more than 2, I don't understand. I don't understand the plan for development we have. I don't see the manifesto making any sense. I don't see the budgets making any sense.
All you hearing is big numbers. Buddy, introduce yourself.
Yeah, Budgie, go ahead.
Yes, fellas. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good
Yeah,
night.
man, good night, good
To
night, man,
everybody.
good
I
night.
so happy. I so happy. I so happy. I come in at the right time there, boy. Well, you see tonight there. Tonight I just want to drop it hot on everybody because sometimes you hold back on certain things. You hold back on certain things, and then now is the right time to say certain things. Interesting discussion you guys have in there. I mean, and Drex, Richie, Jerry, Philo. What all you're saying there is true. I mean, Dominica in a real state, a bad state right now. Terrible state, the worst I've ever seen Dominica in my time. You understand? And it's not getting better. And you see the worst thing, me and Richie talk about that a lot already. The worst part of this whole situation, I don't see it ending anytime soon.
Yeah.
This is the harsh reality of it, Fido. And you see tonight there, fellas go and shake their head, but I have blows to it, enough man, because I have to say how I feel because fellas, sometimes we it's like you go, let's say you go and play cricket or you go and play sports. Edrex, follow me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go and play you go and play cricket. So you have a man that playing for West Indies. And we there pull up and we go on the road, we go and drink some rum and then we go and play. And we go and play with some fellas. And the guys playing for West Indies. And at the end of the day, we go and play, we drunk, and we're playing against a top class team. What we expect to happen? We expect to
We
win.
always underperform.
You cannot go into battle with David or with Goliath with a stone or a ball. You can't fight a monster, you can fight a dragon with your hands. And that is the harsh reality of Dominica. You have to fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
You can't come there and just expect those guys gonna turn over. It's not gonna work like that. Dominica is far past that stage, bro. We don't understand what we're fighting. For you to know what you fight, for you to know what you are up against, you have to know what you're fighting.
What you're fighting, yeah, definitely.
We don't have a clue. Some of us have a clue what we're fighting, but let me tell you something. You see me right now at my stage, how I am right now. I'm gonna say something and you might find it some funny, but that's also how I feel. You see, like we just to mention, like you say, like I think Jai is the one that might go up for the Workers' Party in Wesley, right? As the talk are going around. I know Ja from since I small, like my grandfather, all of us, love Ja. But you see me personally, to me, if I have to vote for somebody, I want to vote somebody that can effect change. And when I mean change, you see like how this guy there from Marigot, what is his name again? Tony. Tony is a pal rep. Tony is somewhat effective, they would say. But to me, you see right now, I want a pal rep that can be a minister. He can be in the government. And I'm not talking about Grant. I will never vote for Grant. Straight up. Right now. Right? I'll never vote for Grant again. I'm not sorry, not again. No? I never vote for Grant. I never vote for Grant. Me fix it. I say only cat have to go in the back tonight. I don't vote for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? And the thing is, guys, for Ja is part of the Workers' Party, and I feel that the Workers' Party has been dormant, ineffective for too long. If election is called this year, United Workers' Party is going to lose the election. Straight up.
Hey, I know.
All right, guys?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that, guys, Ja is a great guy, a great human being, but putting Ja there, let's just say Ja might just win. Yeah, let's just say that. Let's say he win. He's gonna be he will be a power. He will be in the house. How effective he is going to be against Garrett and those guys? Pushing him around again. I know you see those things there. I'm up for that. Effectiveness.
Okay.
And a pal rep to be like, he's supposed to be a member of the government. Who that can take out the Labour Party there right now? Where are the people? Richie, sorry to that. All about getting blows tonight. Richie said you said something a couple of days on your Facebook page about what you call him again? The guy from Marigot, Tony, and the one from Salisbury. And to me, at that point, Richie, it doesn't make sense. I need a government. I need the government need to change. You need to change. It's not about coming together.
Right.
It's effect change.
Mingo, I want to
Okay?
ask you a question before you move forward. Let me just ask you a question
Right.
before you move
Go ahead.
forward. I take your point very serious and I accept your points. They're
Right.
valid.
Mm.
But taking into consideration, we have a political party in power for 6 consecutive terms.
But that's the only
And
point.
understand the amount of corruption and failures that has been set in place. How long do you give a new party to undo the damage?
Well, that's a
And
good
you-
question. You see me?
Wait a
But-
while. Let's ask our audience to type in the comment box. How long do they think it will take a new party to effectively create change if our system currently right now is so corrupt? How long would it take a new party to effectively change anything in our country? And before Buddy continues, Jerry, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right, Richie.
Yeah,
I want to help by answering that question a little bit too.
Mhm.
Go
If
ahead.
that's possible. All right, I'm a Wesley young man as well. I'm from Wesley, and I can honestly say good night, Mr. Mingo, and everybody else online.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, man.
And good night to Mr. Roll, to Mr. Clint Roll.
Yeah,
Because
man.
that man put me sit down a day on the bench by Moffett up there. And I don't know if he can remember asking me that question. He tell me, Jerry, take a look around Wesley and look at the amount of big houses and everything you see in the village. Did you ever ask yourself, how long did it take your parents to accommodate these things, or the elders of the community of Wesley to build their house for the younger generation who could, like me myself, could come and inherit a home to stay without having to pay a rent, you know?
Definitely.
That's a serious question, but that's probably how long it might take. You know, people might have to start back from scratch in farming and everything. But Wesley is a community which was built on farming,
True.
you know? And we no longer have the backbone in the farming industry as we used to.
Okay.
And that's why I used to always say I support a man like Drex towards that. Because another thing is, when I knew I used to work around transport somewhere is produced to the port of Drex didn't just advise me to stay there, continue doing that thing. He said, go get your hostel license and try to make a room on your own. So I can know this, so I can make a little extra change and see how it is of my own. He tell me, yo, you're a woman in the house. You're making children. You have to start on to them things, you know. And that's why I always believe that man have the heart for Wesley and Wesley young people.
Okay.
And if I would have to vote again, Drex is a man I would have given my vote. Close eyes.
All right. So,
Yeah,
Bernie,
man. And it's the same thing that we say there. So we need somebody that can lead us in the village. Somebody that can stand up for us. Somebody that wants to see better for not just the village, but for the people in the village as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bernie, go ahead and ask the question now.
Yeah, man, guys. I mean, to answer that question you put in there, Tito, boy,
Yeah.
to fix that problem there, boy, we need a lot of time, because I think maybe 10 years minimum.
At least,
maybe 10.
I agree to at least 10 years to start
About
seeing
10 years.
changes. But we
Yeah,
still
man.
have to give, because we don't imagine, imagine we understand that there is corruption to a great deal, but we don't even know the amount that is there
True.
until somebody
Boy.
else gets in it.
By telling you,
Right.
see,
I want to come in there.
Yeah, go ahead, Clint.
Okay. Mingo and Fido would really know. But let us look at things on a scale. When the UWP took over in 95, I think they met a debt of some $361 million.
Lovely.
And that was like about 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So if you had to go to scale now where we are maybe 2-point-something billion, it would maybe average out to about the same thing.
I can interject. Are you done?
Just now. Now, the reason why I would not want to tell myself that it's gonna take 10 years to fix, I'll tell you why, and I'm very candid about that.
Mm-hmm.
If an opposition party tells you in their political campaign that they are capable of fixing the economy, that's a strong terminology,
Mm-hmm.
but it is practical because there are things that you do to encompass the whole island, to make sure you get the whole island to be back on stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are things you would do within the government structure to sideline a certain amount of things, go for that forgiveness, because what you want to do, you really want to make your country fluid again.
Yeah.
So any smart government, the first thing they will do when they go in there is look for that forgiveness.
Okay.
I want to pause you there, Cedric.
Wait.
Wait, before you continue,
Wait.
before they look for debt forgiveness, they first gonna want to find out how much they owe.
Well, yes, I mean, yeah.
Analysis.
Yeah, obviously.
$2.
They would want to know that.
Good.
One of the things that would happen, they would not be able to get debt forgiveness for everything,
Mm-hmm.
but they would get for certain things that would help the economy to get a kickstart. Now, in the process there, while that's happening, they can study the other intricate things, like, I can tell you who to take jail and those kind of things there for Dominica money and whatever. Yeah. They have to go on the road there.
Okay.
That kind of thing. But you want to put that on the front burner.
No.
You can sidetrack it a little because what you want to do is to get Dominica moving again. That's what you want to do. And the only party I see that practiced that was UWP, and they did it in 4.5 years. When they came in and looked at that, they didn't come and cry and tell Dominica people, well, we meet Freedom Party, leave almost $1 million for us to pay, and we can't do this, we can't. They didn't do that.
It dealt with it.
In so many cases, them guys take commercial loans to get the country going.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people that we have now use that against them. And what's what happened? UWP only add $137 million to the debt.
Yeah.
$137 million they add to the debt. So when they lost election, Dominica was owing maybe just under $500 million. Now we over $2 billion heading for free. And at adding $137 million to the debt stream, Dominicans were working. Things were happening in Dominica.
Yeah.
Now you're there spending billions of dollars and nothing to happen in Dominica.
Nothing to happening.
Okay, Fido, go ahead again with your next question.
No, because one of the things I wanted to say, I wanted to draw reference to when Mr. Roll was speaking, because he said that he did say that when the Workers' Party came in, they met that and they were able to push things forward and get things started and get things working. I want us to very pay close attention to what the current administration has done in terms of our resources and our development. They've taken a route that was very risky. Dominica is an agricultural-based economy. We haven't had that support in agriculture. Dominica could go so far in agriculture. We have places called agritourism.
Yep.
Understand me? We so want to go into tourism. We have agritourism, and when we go into agritourism, we could expand as far as we want to go. But because of lack of foresight and insight, we go into something that we have limited resources in, and we leave what we have the most resources in. We leave it dormant, where we cannot even go that way. Now, to reach a point where you have to resort to selling dirt to another country to make money and put back something in the economy is just crazy to me. When Dominica can go into labs, we can go into medicine, we can go into so many production. Dominica could have factories. Go ahead.
You said selling dirt? Selling dirt?
Yeah, the man had went to a conference where they had to try. They was looking into selling dirt to other countries because that was apparently a new thing now.
And we sell tariffs to Ghana and stuff like that.
Understand me, no man. Understand what the economy is. Everything you have to review everything now. Because as soon as that CBI has been blocked, everything now makes sense now to go back into. We can't leave our natural resources and go to things that we can't really support with bad practices. You understand me? So when our government failed to look at what we had in abundance and use it for our benefit and put us in so much of a debt, then we have to expect the new administration to look and maximize what we have. So then that is why now when he draw reference to say that United Workers Party came in and they were able to push things. I mean, at that point in time, maybe we didn't go too much and neglect our natural resources. Agriculture was still something back then.
But let me say this. Let me say this.
Agriculture was something back then.
A lot of people was benefiting from agriculture in that time of era. But then we also lost our predominant market.
That is it. That is it. Why? That is what happened.
Produce.
Agricultural is still it.
I didn't say agriculture is not it, but
I know.
We lost the primary. Okay, we used to sell bananas to England. Be it reject beef, whatever. England was buying our bananas. They were taking it without corn. Yeah. Right now, we don't have that corner of the market no more.
But let me ask you that question. Let me ask that question for people to hear. But banana.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Why did we lose that market? Why did we end up losing that market from England?
That's Bernie. Why did we lose the market or Drex? I come in.
Drex is I can answer
that. I can answer that. We willingly lose the market. And what I mean by willingly lose the market is that Dominica is not a country where you have these big conglomerates, big companies and stuff. You know, I mean, we could have evolved to that. We could go back to the estate thing and do a different structure in terms of banana cultivation, planting, cultivation, agriculture generally. Because in 1988, the Freedom Party told Dominicans to leave banana before banana leave you. To the extent that in 1988 they brought they brought Amerijet. Amerijet came here in 1988 and it was a big thing because 1990 we were expecting another election for the Freedom Party to win, blah blah. And they use that in the campaign. And they tell Dominicans Amerijet gonna come and take warm grass and pasture leaf and all kind of grass to send America and Canada to make tea. And they tell us to plant anthurium lilies and all this things. The whole terminology about diversification really took root on the Freedom Party for farmers to leave. But more so to answer the question what Richie was asking is, it was a lazy method from our leaders at the time. Because what was happening is the banana industry was evolving. You had Bill Clinton coming in 88, and they formed the World Trade Organization, WTO, and they had all these laws to abide by. So here comes the UWP. What did they do? They realized that our countries are small countries. We couldn't compete with places like Central America and places. So what they did? They didn't tell the farmers, don't plant bananas. No. They put themselves out there, the Ministry of Trade and Agriculture. They put themselves out there to work to try to allow Dominicans to still be part of the market. Yes, we lost market share. I understand that. We lost all them things. We lost preferential treatment on the market, which we had before. But see what they did? They form a company in the Caribbean, in the Windward Islands, they call Wibdeco, and they use Wibdeco and join it with a company in Ireland, they call Fives. So it was a Wibdeco and Fives venture. And then they bought over Geese Industries. You understand? So then now, before we used to ship to Geese, but how you say, we were not consistent. So now we're fighting a war against Central America, who can overproduce and will always be consistent. consistent in quality because they're paying less money to produce a pound of figs, and consistent in quantity. So by us owning these industries, we pretty much create, how you say, preferential treatment for our own banana. But there still was another issue. We had to go to the market itself. And they did. And I can tell you what they did. They went to Tesco. They went to Waitrose. They went to Marks and Spencer's and Sainsbury's. Those are the 4 largest supermarket chains in Europe. Well, at the time, maybe you have larger ones now. And they in turn asked us to produce our banana a certain way. Accountability. So they then trickle that information down to the farmers. So you had farmers doing they were doing sleeving already, but like a ribbon system to control your harvesting, all stuff like people used to bend on and shit anyway in garden, all them things there, stuff like that. Yeah, they should do that. So all those things there, they push that aside. Then you have to use fungicides and all those things. They bring in your charcoal pit for you to dump your water when you finish harvesting, all them kind of things. Then they come with the shed. They do a lot of things just to make sure a Dominican was making his money. And then now, here comes this set here. The first thing they did was break down the amount of money the farmers was getting from the market end.
To the market end, wow.
Yes. And then what they did now, they mash up DBM. It was a company before. It was Dominica Banana Marketing Corporation, but a corporation. They changed it into a limited liability. They sell out all the shares. No farm, maybe 1 or 2 farmers in Dominica, the bigger farmers, them that get some shares. The others never get to be a part of it. And when you do here, Dominica Banana Producers Limited, in patois they say Ikule.
Yeah.
And then we have emergencies like people like Fair Trade and DAPEX and them try to come on the scene, and they still get screwed. So you could see definitely agriculture was willingly messed up.
Wow.
Nobody didn't put any good energy in it for it to at least go forward. Why is St. Lucia still selling bananas? Why is St. Lucia still selling bananas?
Thank you.
Why?
Thank you. Because
thank you very much, Andrex. I always ask myself that. Why is St. Lucia still selling and Dominica out of it?
Look, just 2 years ago, the Minister of Agriculture in St. Lucia, well, beyond that, they took over the Antigua market with banana quality. When people here in Dominica, people like what's his name now? Dr. Clayton Shillingford, I think he died recently. These people were telling the government one of the most effective ways to combat Sigatoka is to kill out the bananas we have and bring in a new set of bananas. We can get a new strain of bananas that are disease resistant. And them fellas never ever try to do any of that. That's what they did in St. Lucia to curb it. We cannot finish it because it's an airborne thing, it's a fungus that's flying around. But you can control it. And they never tried. They never try. Everything for them is politics, eh?
Yeah.
So they will give you a fig plant, but they don't have a market for you to sell the banana.
That I believe is our problem. We can come here and we can talk about agriculture all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to have a market to sell your produce.
I agree.
I believe also that Dominicans have become a little bit complacent and lazy in a colloquial term. They don't want to work. They rather get.
I was down that line there already. I just walk up and down and drink from me every day. Yeah, I saying the truth.
Yeah. So
I respect you, Jerry.
That drink rum.
They rather
My
get
question
on
at the moment,
the
like I said,
roadside.
at the moment, man.
I want to add something. I want to add something there again. It was about 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. There's this woman from the Bahamas. She owns CRISPR. CRISPR is a company in Antigua that does plantain chips.
Mm-hmm.
She came to Dominica through Dexia, and then they came to my farm in Bottom Wesley. That farm was about maybe 3-4 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a long conversation. No, somebody like, let's use Fido. Let's use Mingo. Those guys would want to go into farming, but in their head, they want to achieve something in farming that making sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, you cannot come in this day and age and tell Frederick to go and plant an acre of banana. As a government, the first thing you have to think of doing is create what we call land reform. We have too much idle land around the place called an estate, owned by some people, and they don't pay no tax. Now, for me, until a government cannot do certain things like that, they're not ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I would expect the new government that taking over, if there's any going to be any at all, that's one of the ways they could go to appease young people. Because you don't expect Mingo to come to go and plant food on an acre and a half. Where are you going to go?
Exactly.
That doesn't make
You
no sense.
understand? At the same time, maybe Fido and Mingo don't really want to plant. Maybe they want to go into manufacturing of the same raw material.
Mm-hmm.
No. If the primary industry is not there, how can they realize their dream, what they want to have?
Exactly.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So whoever that go in there in the next term or whatever, they need to look down that line there. Otherwise, you're gonna have all the young people. Look at how them guys articulating. Right? You see, I see when I listening.
Yeah.
Them are articulating. You don't want to hear no politician articulate them like them guys. So you have to see and listen to them. No, when you have people like that, just leaving Dominica, bro. Eventually, Dominica gonna be a place of other people.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe that's a strategy as well. Eh? I believe that's a strategy as well. Let's go.
Buddy. Fellas, we don't have much more time. I don't wanna keep people online too much longer.
All right, guys. So I was going to say, the discussion is a real fruitful discussion, and I like that kind of we're talking, and we're not only talking. Sometimes you have to talk, but I'm a person when we talk, you have to come up with a resolution to your problems and figure out what we're gonna do and how we're gonna fix it. It makes sense. Say something, and after we don't know, okay, we say, but the government lazy, but we have to find ways. Like, okay, they're lazy. What are we going to do to help or to do those kind of things? The solution to a problem. You understand? For me, guys, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we have some good ideas. The agriculture stuff is excellent, good. But my main thing is how we're going to move, how they're going to move, how those fellas going to come out there for us to put that beautiful plan in place. Because I've heard it all before. And the problem is that, so how are we going to fix that problem? Drex, I can pull you up right away there. Drex, your party is not ready.
Hey, buddy, I love your style.
You grow me up, you help grow me up. I love you, no matter what. The Dominica United Workers Party, if election is called this year, which I believe it will call this year because all the signs are there, all those town hall meetings is not for nothing, Boss know what he's doing. Boss is a smart man. Boss, one thing I learned about Boss is a politician.
Yes.
Say what you want about Boss, but Boss, in the next 20 years, my children and Fido children and our children will never forget that name, Roosevelt Skerrit. Because
good or bad?
Good or bad, because remember, this guy has a recipe for winning.
Yeah.
No matter what it's song in, maybe he winning badly or he cheating to win, but guess what? He has a recipe of winning.
Winning.
Now we're talking about that. Boom. Look at the candidates. Where are the candidates for the Workers' Party already? None. Who's going to go for Cardi B? Let's just see. Who's going to go for who going to go for Rosso? Who going to try? Not even to beat her. Who's going to try to pose a threat to Melissa Skerritt in Rosso? Who going to try that? So the same guy, Mr. does stand a chance.
That's a strong point. That's a very strong
No,
point.
another thing. No, one last thing I want to say. I was small. Fido was maybe baby. Jerry was small. All of us were small, but I remember well when the United Workers' Party won election. Remember, Jackie and Richie was big Workers' Party people.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Like, you remember that big saw that was in front of our yard, the blue saw. Exactly.
I remember that down there a few times.
Exactly. So you should know what I'm talking about. So when those guys, when Workers' Party won, I was small still, but I remember well because Jackie and them know that thing. Workers' Party won constituencies like the Reserve, St. Joe, Vickers. Now tell me, if my memory serves me correct, and if I am not wrong, these are very strongholds of the Dominican Labour Party. Now tell me, what seats that the United Workers' Party can win to form this election, form this government?
Besides Marriott and Salisbury,
besides, and let me tell you something. One other thing, guys, you see this business, and I'll be straight up. You see this business about Dr. Thompson Fontaine in Grand Fork. Let me tell you my opinion on that.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say it here tonight. Thompson Fontaine, I respect him, but Thompson Fontaine has to do good to win that seat he have there. Because I know what I'm talking about. The word on the ground. He has to do good to win that seat there he have there in Grand Fork. Because remember, the woman that there right now, this is Gertrude Roberts' daughter, a former pirate for the United Workers' Party in Grand Fork. You see how you know my shit? Right? So he Fontaine have to come good to even win that seat. I already tell all you fellas straight, I, Joel Belimingo, ain't voting for nobody that not forming a government. I'm not voting for a pirate. I done that. If you're in forming government and you can force effort to form a government, I vote in you. Because boss going to just throw you around, push you around in parliament, do what you want to view, and you go and succumb. We need more than power reps in Dominica. We need man that can effect change and make things work. I mean, a new government. But as far as I can see right now, for the foreseeable future of Dominica, Labour gonna keep winning election.
Wow.
Period.
We're gonna come and say landslide victory again.
Jerry, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead, let me hear you.
Yeah, the man gonna come back and say landslide victory again. The man gonna say they take how much seats? They're gonna say workers get 1, workers get 2, Salisbury and Marigot. That's it. And all kind of something. So, buddy, you're right. Skerritt is a damn well good politician.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, but then this I can tell you how he's doing it by outdated policies and outdated rules. He's using that to exploit the people.
Yeah.
But then you see, and then persons when we talk about those things about redeveloping our policies and reconsidering those things, we need to understand the impact it will have on the long term. Because he has found a loophole to exploit it. Now we 6 terms. Okay, maybe 5, let's say 6, let's say 5 terms now, suffering, you know. With 5 terms suffering, understand me? So then definitely I understand what Bingo is saying. And
but Peter, let me just interject there real fast, right? You're saying like therefore how many terms? Setting 6 terms. But guess what? And we always talk about that imported voters coming in. Fine, we know that. And it's a fact that them man imported man to vote and stuff like that. But guess what? If Dominica, I like to use small figures. Let's say the voters, the total voters on in this island to vote is 10 people, right? And let's say out of that 10 people, 7 people out of that 10 oppose the government and they vote for another party, apart from the Dominican Labour Party. The Dominican Labour Party imports 2 or 3 voters, more from outside, right? So we have 7.5, let's say 7.5 voting for the opposite party. And Labour have out of that 7 to make 10, that's 3 and 3. That is 6. That still should not be enough. My whole point is that to say is that Dominica have too much labor rights. That is why the Labour Party is still winning election in Dominica. Drex, remember I tell you that. Dominica still have too much labor rights. That is why Labour keep winning election in Dominica. For us to effect change in Dominica, the United Workers Party need to up the ante. They need to try and switch. We need to try and switch people to get people to connect. And labor, you have to get labor rights to vote for workers. You know? That's the only way workers can win election.
That's the only way that can happen.
Let me just both in a little bit. One, I see Chandy paying attention to the conversation.
My boy, he must be there.
Chandy was talking about people doesn't help people no more. Yes, you may be right there, Chandy, but at the same time, one of the things that can make you keep helping other people is because you have the potential to do so. And the system doesn't allow you the potential to even help yourself, much less to go and help another person. Now that's said and done. I can tell you something, buddy.
Right.
I understand what you're saying 110%. But at the same time, you don't have to be the front runner when it comes to opposition. I believe United Workers Party have to do the things that are necessary to win. For instance, look at Wesley. Wesley is a UWP place. But guess what? The majority of our voters are in Antigua, they're in Anguilla, they're in St. Kitts, they're in St. Martin. You know what I'm saying? They're in Tortola. What do? Do we sit down and try to make a Labour right vote for European Wesley? No, I don't believe in that. I believe the Labour Party gonna bring their people in. Organize yourself financially to bring our people in, and we will win.
Yeah, 100%.
But
then we need to.
In terms of politics, hold on, Fido. In terms of politics, Drex, I mean, remember the job of a political party is to convince the electorate, right, to vote for them. So this business about even if we see Labour Party supporters on the road, we're not supposed to tell them. No, that is why Scary keep winning. My friend,
No. Let me tell you that. Wesley Village have over 1,000 voters. No,
That's not
you
true.
only have.
That's not true.
Huh?
That's not true.
What?
That is not true.
Why?
Go ahead. Give us the statistics one time.
Wesley population is 1,200 people. So Wesley
No.
Wesley
Wesley population up until the year was 1991. The population was 1,700 people.
Okay.
But the point is, at this time, it doesn't have that amount of people in Wesley. It means that they're in Antigua, they're in St. Kitts, they're in Nevis, they're in Anguilla, St. Martin, Tortola, thereabout. Now, if ULP really want to win Wesley, some of the things we're fighting against, we can stay in the loop and hope to use it, because Wesley originally has more UWP people than Laborites. As it is now presently, JA have a lot of work to do to try to get some of them to come. But the thing is, they might just say yes, and when the time comes, as they get what they have to get, they go and vote where they are accustomed to vote. That's what always happening. So the opposition, yes, have to talk to people, but at the same time, they have to be practical in some of the things to help them to win. Because I can talk to Buddy or Fido all day long, and tell them, vote for UWP, vote for UWP. Yes, sir. But it just take a $500 to sway you. And a politician come and give you a $500, or maybe your sister falls sick, they come and they help you financially. You're gonna say, boy, Buddy, help me to pay my medical bill. I can't vote for Buddy here. Bam. It doesn't matter why I tell you about your UWP. That's going to be the first thing in your head. And that's always going to be that. So that's why it is. Dominicans have to now realize where they are, where we could be. And until we reach that stage there to understand we down the gutter, we ain't going nowhere just yet.
Yeah.
So Labour can win again. Yeah, Dominicans have to make a difference,
Yeah.
Go ahead now.
I know, because the thing is, as you were speaking, I was just thinking about certain things. and then basically he drove it home and it made a lot of sense. All right, because but I still think is that the people while the people might be an issue in terms of the mentality, in terms of how they perceive things, I still believe that we have to get them back in the right way. All right, and the scary thing about it, if you look at the Bible, because our generation wasn't able to think properly, the whole generation died.
Voila.
Understand? I mean, that's a scary thing. We see that there. You're there a one-day journey away from where you're supposed to be, and because your mindset is just wrong, you'll end up dying, not inheriting what is yours.
Right.
So that way we have to be very careful. While we can say that I understand the situation, I understand the climate of it, I understand people in serious poverty, so $5,000, $500, $1,000 is of much to them when they are nothing, and that can cause them to vote for a particular political party. But we still have to say that cannot be the judge of it. We have to show them the bigger picture. Because if we continue that way, when will it change? When will it stop? At that point in time, 20 years down the line, Dominica will change from a democratic country to a communist.
For
I'm
real.
telling you. So, and go ahead.
God forbid, but it's possible.
It's possible. And
Because
if we don't do that,
when
Go
you
ahead,
talk
go ahead.
about like the poverty and everything, and
but yes, but
saying that every nation need like poverty to strive, but I don't believe in that. That's true either.
exactly. And so if we don't have, if we don't decide, or if we don't demand, and this, look at it, the people have the power to demand those things which are not there to be there.
Yeah.
The people have the power to demand those things, and if we don't realize this is a collaborative effort, come together as a community, come together as a nation, and say, look, we need electoral reforms. Look, we need this, we need that in place. We need to ensure that what is happening is fair. Then it will never be fair.
For ourselves.
It will never be fair.
We need to know where our next dollar coming from.
Let me say this. I like our candidate this evening. I believe that as people and younger people in our communities, we can we can make our country great, but we have to first come together as one.
Sure.
Make it sense for because tomorrow, in the next 20 years, all of us here, I might be dead, but might be older gentlemen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's our children we're leaving behind to bear somebody's burden. So if we want to, I think right now we have to try to start to set a foundation for our kids to be able to build a better future for their kids.
I agree.
It's no longer for us. We're building for them, build for theirs. You get what I'm saying? And right now, our structure right now needs a lot of fixing. It needs a lot of fixing. We need our opposition parties, Drexel and the United Workers' Party is the only party he sees that is there that's viable to take out Skerrit. They need fixing. They need a lot of internal fixing. In order for them to come up to the mantle that we as a people can say they are viable, because you might be a workers and you only seeing their good, but me on the outside not seeing their good. All I see is their confusion. So they have to now make it to where I can see their good as well. I am not saying that Thompson Fountain is not an economist and he can't do the job to bring up our economy in a better way. But we despite his economical degree, despite all of these accolades that he has, we as a people need to see him prove himself.
True.
We only, for the children, younger than Birdie, they only know one man as prime minister.
That's it.
One man.
That's it.
They don't know nobody else. Drex know about workers, Drex know about Mamo, Drex know about Patrick John, OJ. So Drex know about all these people right there. I know about Mamo. You get what I'm saying? Me from my time till now.
Right.
What we have to do is also educate our children about the past so that they know what the past was, what the present is, and what they can look forward to in the future. We are stuck in a pipe dream and think, well, it's a one-man show and it's a one party that can take out Skerrit. No, it's the Dominican people. So like Bernie said, we have to put all our differences aside.
I agree. Yeah.
Make it make sense for our children and our
Children.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
100%.
grandchildren we're fighting for. That is our
Definitely.
main objective. The rest of this shit is irrelevant.
Right.
But we represent somebody good to represent Wesley way for that. And Marigot have a good man representing it. I heard when he discussed some stuff the other day. I respect how Tony doing that thing. He looking for different things for his people and everything, even if he in opposition.
Okay.
But we
Right.
need somebody good for Wesley. The thing is, we don't have it.
Okay. So this guy is I'm gonna get everybody.
I wouldn't say you're ready, Richie. I wouldn't say you're ready. Because before I leave Dominica, right? Without continue, I'm gonna say that as well. I asked Grant personally, yo, I need a look at work. You check, I need a look at work. Instead of sitting on the roadside, frustrated, going and drinking rum every day and them thing, yo, even if it's at the airport, I look at night guard, security, anything, what you can do in terms of helping me? Right or wrong election, you know what that man tell me in Paul Pabodi? Check him after the election. So give him my vote first. Make sure I vote for him. Check him
And then
after
check him
the
after. Check you after.
That making sense. Man, they're wasting time in a lazy idea. Nobody. I was hard to fire for my money, and I check and just watch that. They several places looking for a job, even to the Chinese them, and don't get work. Whole week I work in some 12-hour shift, right? I had no fuck up in them oil refining. I
Right.
feeling much better, and I getting a better pay.
Exactly.
What I couldn't make in my own village. I mean, I wouldn't expect to make all that, but I would expect to make something at least.
Yeah, man. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie, what you say?
Guys, okay, we have to cut it short here now. I just want you guys to give a brief 30-second synopsis of what you feel we need to do better as a country. We can continue the conversation on another night, but
Right.
Yeah.
keep the
Okay.
people
Bill Buddy, you're going to wrap it up. Wrap it up, Buddy. Wrap it up for us.
Yeah, and for me, guys. Yeah, guys. For me personally, I just think, as Richie rightfully said, he could not summarize it any better. We have to strategize. We need to plan, and most importantly, we have to think of the future, because the future is what matters the most. Our children. This is what it is all about. It's not about us again, or time pass, and stuff like that. We need to think of the future and coming together as one collective group, and not I pull in there, Richie pull in there, Fido pull in there. Everybody have to pull the same weight if we have to get things moving in Dominica, and we have to make it happen fast. And I think that is the problem. That is the problem with Dominica now. We just not united at all. So the people that are head of the top of the thing of leading the country, they are the one in charge. They see that and they use it to their advantage. Simple as that. But we need to come together, basically.
When I come back, and to come back to a nice island, and to come back to an
Read
island.
this last comment that Fido for us there.
Okay, so somebody's saying, I was talking to someone today. I told them workers did well when they was there in the 4.5 years. They stopped me and saying, nah, if they did so well, why did they I'm sold Domlek, and the very next year Domlek made a big profit. So I can ask Clint, why did UWP sold Domlek? So is that question to Mr. Rule, but I don't think he's in. Is he in?
Drex out.
Drex out, yeah.
Yeah, Drex out. Yeah.
Okay, so Drex, for the next conversation, you have to find out why did the UWP sell them.
True.
You have a lot of time to come up with an answer. But yeah,
True.
Another question would be where public works go. Where is public works?
Oh, okay.
And all today I've been the man blocking road and all kind of thing in Marigot for whole.
Public Works has a ministry, but they don't have any equipment. I think they
look at
utilize
that.
Galakan's
It wasn't
equipment.
that way.
That's allegedly.
You guys-
that's what I think. There's a
you
ministry
guys-
for public works because our pal rep is the minister for public works.
Ay.
Yes, sir. Boys, man.
Like I was just saying that that thing that Jerry just raised us is another big thing for conversation, and if we go into it, I think we'll end on time, because I do want to touch on that. I do want to touch on that, but I think if the host here was, can we continue?
I can remember
What we have to do, we can set a date for our next conversation.
True.
I don't know what days you guys free, but we can set a date and we can post it up and say we have a next conversation any other day.
Right.
But for tonight, we have to call it a night. And I would like to thank our listening audience for contributing and for making our live what it is tonight. I believe we need more conversations like this where people can come and share their ideas. And the platform is open for anybody who wants to come and share and talk. You can also comment in the comment box as well, but it's good if you come on live and people can see your face and you can express yourself. I am not the kind of host that's gonna shut you down, but tonight I have to shut you down because we've been on for almost 2 hours. So yes,
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys again for gracing me with your presence and your time. It was very much appreciated. Bernie, you came in late into the conversation, but I appreciate your candor as well. Fido, I appreciate you. Jerry, thank you very much for coming in all the way from Texas. Jerry B. So yeah. Guys,
man.
Audience,
thank you.
We appreciate you guys. And when we come in live again, I'm gonna post it up so that everybody know the time we come in.
Right. My first beer for the week, I just take that off my fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, 12-hour shift, man. But it was nice I could get a little time to at least reach out and have something to say as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so thanks for that.
Yeah, man. Fellas, stay there. Let me end this thing here real quick.
Yeah.